Tyrell and I, we're with United Workers across the state of Maryland. I can just briefly lift up that we've also got some of our members, some of our leaders here on here tonight. I know, I believe I saw Carrie and Melissa, you're here as well from Western Maryland. And, I'm in Cumberland, in our Appalachian part of the state, just like in the city of Baltimore, we realize that we're in this together, and that the realities of death-dealing poverty system affects us all in very similar ways across this landscape. We like to think that so much of these conditions, but really there's so much that we hold in common, and including what Kristen was telling us, like this, that we're here to end this system, not make it just a little bit more bearable or bandage some wounds. We're here to throw a wrench into this whole system and break it down completely. And this is about building not just a new society, but new human people, new human community. And that happens when we recognize that that's exactly where, as this winter offensive starts tonight, we're on this like sliver of a crescent moon building to a new season, a new season of Advent in the Christian church. This is a season of staying awake. As Minister Matthew reminded us, this is about a season of action when everything seems to want to go dormant and silent. We know that there's been a great amount of silence about what is impacting us as a class, and there always has been. And we're here this year, in fact, in United Workers, has been a whole year of making the invisible visible. We've been bringing out this death-dealing system one by one and bringing it to the surface so that we can conquer it. But we won't be able to do that on ourselves. We're not going to do that just in Cumberland. We're not going to do it in Baltimore. We're not even going to just do it in Maryland. That we're uniting together with all of you, with all of us together. It's going to need all of us. And that's why this winter offensive is always so important and so powerful. And I can't think of a better way to begin this season than we're doing tonight with Freedom Church of the Poor, allowing us to celebrate the revolutionary spirit that's in all of us. I mean, that's from tonight's gospel. Jesus, this is the feast of Christ the King ending the year. And we see what kind of king Jesus really is. Jesus is a king that refused remember how many times they asked, save yourself, Jesus. He wasn't about saving himself. It wasn't about us thinking we can save ourselves alone either, that we save one another. We save all. We have nothing to lose but our chains, and it's a we who have nothing to lose but our chains. We can't leave anyone captive. We can't leave anyone on the wayside, on the bysides, on the by roads, and walk past. As Kristen said, one of the slogans is, how can we worship a homeless person on Sunday and walk over them or ignore them, walk by them on Monday? We don't do that. And we need this time and time again. We need this year, this winter offensive, to remind us we know what it's about, but we need to remind ourselves, I think, of the power we hold together collectively. And there's going to be more people speaking tonight. So I'm going to let Tyrell go next. And then I know we're going to have Lou and some others that are going to also give us powerful witness from the many fronts of this battle, of this struggle, from many fronts along this winter offensive. Tonight, I'm just holding out that, like, look, Jesus was a revolutionary who was executed as a revolutionary along with other co-revolutionists. And it's going to be a season of struggle. It's always a season of struggle and difficulty. In Maryland, they just announced, that's the sort of first acknowledgement, at least. It's probably not the first death of a person who died because of exposure outside, but that just happened in the last few days in Frederick, Maryland. This season's going to get colder. It's going to get harsher, and no one should ever have to die. We look to one of our movement leaders of the past, Mother Jones, who said, yeah, we pray for the dead. And we're going to do that through this season. We do it in a powerful way on the longest night. But we don't just pray for the dead, we fight for them. We fight while we still have strength and blood and energy and spirit and drive. We fight for hell like for the living. And I'm going to turn it over to my brother Tyrell, who's going to talk more about what we United Workers are doing along our projects of survival to lift up food scarcity, homelessness, and what we're doing to conquer this death-dealing system. Brother Tyrell.
Yeah, thank you, Father Ty. Not a ton more that I could really add. So yes, United Workers is a statewide organization. We're based in three regions: our Cumberland, or our Western region, Westminster, or our central, also known as our Central West region, and Baltimore. In our Baltimore region. And what Father Ty, I think, was mentioning was our Right to Health campaign is how we started this campaign 2 years ago, literally at Merlin Potter's Field, to highlight, how in death we still our bodies are being stolen, our very essence is being used, you know, continue to power on the poverty dealing system. We find ourselves too poor to die, and also too poor to live, and through that we understand why we have to make this visible, as well as continue to fight this system and to tear it down. We need new, not more of the old. And across our three regions, we're all engaged around food scarcity. Particularly, we have been seeing, like most areas of this country, we've been seeing, more and more people at these food distributions, food pantries, due to the loss of SNAP in November. And we have also been looking at how we bring the Medicaid and other benefits needs more into the organizing process, because we know those things are under attack. And how we, like, not just continue support people around gaining access, or raising up what's going on, but also using this as a process to organize them into a movement that's meant to change what's going on. In our Central West region, I'm going to highlight them. Particularly, they have developed a lot of different relationships in order to develop their own distribution process. In the Baltimore and Western regions, we have been partnered with two different food distributions that are currently under threat of not operating because of the impact of the big beautiful bill for billionaires. And we're looking particularly to strengthen our connection to the different nationwide collectives and groups that United Workers is part of, from the Nonviolent Medicaid Army to the National Union of the Homeless, and of course this space, Freedom Church of the Poor. We have, as Father Ty mentioned, at least three or four other leaders on here right now, and I think I'll stop there, because I don't think I have anything else left to say. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Father Ty. Thank you for having us and giving us this opportunity to share, what's happening to our people on the front lines. Thank you.